Point Break tells the story of FBI agent Johnny Utah going undercover to stop a gang of masked surfing bank robbers. And don't worry, that is as close to an episode of Scooby-Doo as this movie gets. Keanu Reeves plays FBI agent Johnny Utah, who was also a former quarterback at Ohio State. Now, that's not to be confused with Shane Falco, the barnacle scrubber / former quarterback for Ohio State from The Replacements, or digital courier Johnny Mnemonic, who, well, they never come out and say it, but the dude definitely played some D1 ball.
You're a real Blue Flame special, aren't you, son? Young, dumb, and full of cum. I guess we just must have ourselves an asshole shortage, huh?
Oh, if this was a movie about me and my boss said that to me on my first day of work, the following scene would be me straight up sobbing in the men's room for about a half an hour. Utah is partnered with veteran FBI agent Angelo Pappas in order to try to apprehend the ex-presidents. Gary Busey actually robbed 7 banks in order to prepare for this role. When he was reminded of the fact that he himself wasn't actually playing a bank robber, Busey just howled and started wrestling 2 dogs that were fighting over an entire ham nearby. Cut. Gary, we've been over this. The script doesn't call for you to be blindfolded.
Well, you've had blinders on for your whole life. With the horrors I've seen, I need to be blindfolded so they don't escape into this world.
Okay.
In and out in 90 seconds. No one ever gets shot. When they run, they dump the vehicle and they vanish. Like a virgin on prom night.
Gary, the line is they vanish like a girl's virginity on prom night. Your version sounds way more sinister.
I know what I'm about, Jack.
Listen, you snot, those little shit. I was taking shrapnel and K-Sod while you were crapping in your hands and rubbing it on your face.
This was actually just an outburst by Gary Busey when he was asked why he brought his pet boa constrictor onto the set. Pappas has a theory that the ex-presidents are surfers because he noticed that one of them had a tan line, they found residue that is a common component of sex wax, and every crime scene is littered with coconut shells, grass skirts, and ukuleles. Sorry, everything I know about surf culture I learned from 1950s surfing movies.
Beach blanket, bingo. That's the name of the game.
Well, that was delightful. I think we're gonna have some fun. Utah gets the call to go undercover as a surfer in order to infiltrate the ex-presidents. Undercover work is a long and grueling process. Undercover agents spend years living under an assumed name away from their family and friends, all in the name of gathering leads and earning trust. The job takes a heavy emotional toll as the agent slowly begins to identify with, actually the second person he meets on his first day undercover just so happens to be in the ex-president's inner circle. Huh, well that was lucky. I still like to imagine that for the whole afternoon, Utah's friends were lamenting how he's getting in too deep. Utah's contact with the ex-presidents is Tyler. She teaches Johnny to surf because all the other surfers make fun of him because surfers are complete dicks who were apparently born with the ability to stand on a board as water makes them move. I'm sorry, some skateboard punks laughed at me because a goose chased me through the park the other day and I'm just taking it out on the whole board culture.
That's Bodhi. They call him the Bodhisattva. He's a modern savage. He's a real searcher.
What does that mean, you ask? It's like that thing of when you're looking for your keys, but replace keys with the meaning of life and replace the rest of it with a better example. He's basically just a dirty hippie that's probably never done an honest day's work in his life. Spend a week in a coal mine, Bodhi, and you'll be searching all right. Searching for the unemployment office because you couldn't hack it in a coal mine. I'm sorry about that. I didn't even know I was that passionate about coal mining. Point Break then takes a page from the movie Top Gun in order to show the bond that these surfers have by having them play football on the beach. At night. In sweats and jeans. It's not as weird as playing sand volleyball in sweats, but it still seems off somehow. Bodhi passes the guy in jeans laterals the guy wearing a freaking leather vest, and guy wearing a freaking leather vest scores a touchdown!
Believes the 50-year storm is coming next year.
50-year storm. What's that?
A winter storm comes out of Antarctica tearing up the Pacific. And it sends a huge swell north 2,000 miles. And when it hits Bell's Beach, it'll turn into the biggest surf this planet has ever seen, and I will be there.
Oh, okay, thanks for the meteorology. Thanks for the weather report, nerd. Hope this information doesn't lead to your downfall in some way.
You want the ultimate, you gotta be willing to pay the ultimate price. It's not tragic to die doing what you love.
This movie constantly reminds me that I would not fit in with Bodhi's gang at all. Point Break teaches you to live life to the fullest and to always be willing to die doing what you love. That's noble and all, but no thank you. Like just yesterday I googled, how much does it cost to cryogenically freeze your head? So yeah, I think I'll go out kicking and screaming and it will not be dignified at all, thank you very much. So they stake out a bank that they believe will be the ex-president's next target. But while Pappas is reading the comics and Utah is getting 1 meatball sandwich,
Utah, give me 2.
correction, 2 meatball sandwiches, the bank totally gets robbed. Utah runs after them on foot, and he jumps over fences, crashes through glass doors, has a dog thrown at him, gets an innocent bystander's head crushed by a garbage truck, and after all of that, Utah faces his greatest foe ever, a slight drop. So Utah can't go any further, because of the slight drop. So he pulls his gun on Bodie and... completely misses. I mean, he hasn't even come close to hitting him. How the hell did Utah make it in the FBI with aim like that? The bad guy isn't above you, dummy. Oh. Utah tracks him to the airport and they have a pre-9/11 style shootout where Pappas gets shot in the back. Gary Busey insisted that he actually be shot because he knew he could, and I'm quoting here, transcend the bounds of this earthly plane. And damn it if he didn't bounce right back. So they then take Utah hostage in the plane with them, and we are treated to one of the most badass, albeit slightly implausible scenes in movie history. Reckless and irresponsible. Utah, you crazy son of a bitch.
Special Agent Utah. I knew I could count on you.
Knew you wouldn't miss a 50-year storm, Bodie. Look at it! It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, man. Just let me go out there. Let me get 1 wave before you take me. 1 wave. Vaya con Dios.
So the movie has a pretty nice ending. Johnny Utah catches his man, and Bodie gets to surf this once-in-a-lifetime break. And who knows, maybe the time that Bodie spends in prison, he can reflect on everything, and when he gets out, maybe he can be reformed, and maybe oh no, he's dead. Oh, he's surely dead. Oh no. So all that time, all that money, all those resources to catch him, and now he's dead. Pappas was shot in the back, trying to apprehend him, and yep, he's dead. And all right, that's the end of it. Point Break, everyone.